Hello there, I'm Muhammed Hamdan and this is Nightline, news making the headlines. Pipeline inferno, police to question contractor near explosion site. And aid picks up for explosion victims, including students and teachers.
Mana ni lebuh raya elit menuju ke KLIA Putrajaya?
Good morning. We begin with this headlining story. Police will identify the contractor responsible for construction works conducted near the site of the pipeline explosion in Putra Heights in Subang Jaya, Selangor and record a statement from the individual. Subang Jaya District Police Chief Wan Azlan Wan Muhammad said they would also refer to the local council to determine whether the contractor had the necessary permit. Wan Azlan said for now their focus would be to record statements from the victims who are receiving treatment at various hospitals as well as displaced residents who are at the relief centres.
Kita masih lagi dalam siasatan terutamanya dalam untuk kena pastilah kontraktor ini dan kita perlu merujuk kepada majlis adakah mengeluarkan permit, adakah dikeluarkan permit untuk kontraktor berada di dalam buffer zone pipeline ni.
To date, police have received 59 police reports involving individuals who reported damaged houses and vehicles, as well as those who sustained injuries due to the incident. In Tuesday's incident, the massive fire caused widespread panic as flames shot up into the air. The fire was reported to have been accompanied by several explosions that shook the ground. The flames set off fires in several houses as the pipeline is located near residential areas. In the meantime, victims were taking shelter at 2 relief centres. 86 victims were in public hospitals and 46 victims in private hospitals with no deaths reported. 296 victims from 79 families were at the Putra Heights Mosque Hall and 66 victims from 15 families were at the Subang Jaya City Council's multi-purpose hall. 235 premises and 399 vehicles were also destroyed in the fire. Meanwhile, Subang Jaya Datuk Bandar stressed that a development project near the Inferno site received legal approvals in 2022. According to Datuk Amirul Azizan Abdul Rahim, the project, which involves the construction of shop lots, has also secured all required permits in accordance with established regulations.
Pembinaan tersebut ada kelulusan kebenaran merancang pada tahun 2022 dan pembangunan rumah kedai tersebut atas tanah mereka sendiri. Jadi semua kelulusan telah dapat sejak tahun 2022. Kelulusan daripada Petronas juga ada di dalam One Stop Center MBSJ dan juga kelulusan untuk menggunakan pakai ROW Petronas pun telah diberikan kepada konsultan atau pemaju tersebutlah.
He added that the project was due for completion in December last year, but faced delays in obtaining the Certificate of Completion and Compliance (CCC). Commenting on social media claims about the project, Amirul Azizan said the authorities would not issue an official response for now, as Petronas, the police and other relevant agencies are still investigating. The national energy supply has not been affected so far following the gas pipeline fire. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof said the electricity supply remains stable. Fadilah, who is also the Energy Transition and Water Transformation Minister, said Petronas is seeking ways to secure a gas supply which is expected to decrease once the existing pipelines are closed.
Minggu depan kita akan cari langkah bagaimana kalau gas tidak dapat bekalkan kepada jana kuasa yang terlibat, Petronas akan mencari jalan untuk membekalkan gas Dan langkah seterusnya yang kita ambil adalah untuk menghidupkan janakuasa yang lama, untuk memastikan bekalan tenaga di Lembah Kelang khususnya tidak akan terjejas.
Fadila said Tenaga Nasional Berhad's electrical cables have not been affected, but his team, along with Petronas, is conducting an integrity audit of the electrical cables in the affected areas. TNB is also monitoring to ensure that all infrastructure is not affected. In the meantime, immediate aid was distributed to students affected in the fire incident. The Higher Education Ministry would distribute 2,000 ringgit to the affected students. The Education Ministry also approved aid of 1,000 ringgit for students, teachers and the ministry staff affected in the blaze. Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq said the aid would be disbursed as soon as possible after all data had been collected and verified by the Selangor Education Department.
Dan ini juga termasuk dengan sokongan-sokongan lain termasuk bantuan sekolahan. Kami dimaklumkan di peringkat JPN tadi ada yang total loss, ya. Maknanya barang-barang keperluan untuk ke sekolah memang tidak ada langsung, musnah sama sekali. Jadi saya minta JPN untuk membantu dalam konteks itu.
She said the ministry aid will also be supported by Yayasan Guru Tun Hussein On and Yayasan Didik Negara. The ministry would deploy a team of counsellors and academic support staff at the relief centre. The Human Resources Ministry is encouraging employees affected by the fire to apply with their employers for flexible working arrangements or FWA to ensure minimal disruption to the company's daily operation. The FWA allows the employees to make changes to their working hours, working days or place of work. In a statement, the ministry said it hopes the employers would give good consideration for those applications by taking into account the difficult time the affected individuals are going through and approve the application for an appropriate period. Private sector employers are also encouraged to consider granting paid compassionate leave for an appropriate period to affected employees so that the affected workers can manage matters related to damage and loss of their property. The ministry also revealed that the social security organisation SOCSO has identified victims who are SOCSO contributors and is in the process of arranging payments. SOCSO contributors can check their social protection claims, including temporary disablement and permanent disablement benefits. Individuals, non-governmental organizations, NGOs and government agencies are asked to donate essential items to victims of the gas pipeline fire incident who are currently taking shelter. Putra Heights Community Committee member Raja Hilmi Raja Idris said they hope for more contributions as there is no clear time frame how long the fire victims will be sheltering at the relief centres. Among the essential items needed were slippers, sanitary towels, disposable diapers for children and adults, and clothes. Meanwhile, Media Prima Berhad, through its subsidiary Media Prima Audio MPA, has launched a clothing donation drive for the victims of the Putra Heights gas pipeline explosion. A donation counter open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. has been set up at Gate 1 of the Balai Berita Bangsa in Kuala Lumpur for 2 days starting Wednesday. Group Network Director Shah Hayatuddin said that the initiative is being carried out by MPA's radio networks, namely Hot FM, Fly FM, Cool 101, Molek FM and 8 FM.
Sambutan so far pantas. Memang we have a lot of feedback and I think dengan it's quite normal lah bila we do a collection drive. It takes a while for people to go out there to collect their things, to pack up nicely, and because we're asking for clean clothes kan, so it's not something that you just have it immediately. So after 2 hours we started getting donations.
He added that MPA is also partnering with a local footwear company to provide assistance. Besides clothing, the initiative has also received donations of items for infants and children. More news on the Putra Heights inferno after this short break. Stay with us.
Dengar sini bro, jadi hero bukan setakat swing kiri, swing kanan.
Everybody good?
Do me a favor though.
Can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Pakai suit, lepas tu acak cool. Aksi kena gempak, tapi fikir dulu sebelum bertindak. Jangan sampai terjebak.
Don't do anything stupid.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Raya ke-6 10 malam. Indahkan memori Syawal di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Banyaknya nak kena add to cart ni. Tapi macam membazir pula. Ingat, baju raya tu biarlah sepasang dua je. Jangan berpasang-pasang. Bersederhana dalam bergaya. Saya Adira Saini. Indahkan memori di TV3.
Kecil-kecil dah tahu yang trending mestilah. Anggi kan suka tengok TV3. Raya ke-5 jangan lupa tengok tak?
Kau tak dengar ke dia menangis?
Sebab itulah saya minta tolong abang jaga dia sekejap.
Macam ada satu sumpahan dari saka perawan. Tapi mak selalu paksa kita orang cepat-cepat kahwin.
Kita orang pun fobia nak balik.
Macam mana tu boleh terima orang lelaki entah di mana semua kita ni? Duit ni pun dah banyak. Apa kata kita beli aiskrim? Ni kan amanah kampung kita. Kita kena jujur. Selamat Hari Raya, indahkan memori di TV3.
Hazy, awaklah calon isteri saya.
Saya rasa awak cepat-cepatlah cari jodoh.
Awak tak sabar sangat nak tengok saya dengan perempuan lain.
Kita tak sesuai. Nazim.
Apa? Gila-gila ni suami awak, tahu tak?
Esok-esok pun dia nak cerai kan?
Calon isteri buat suami mulai 8 April, Isnin hingga Jumaat 7 malam. Terbaru di Akasia TV3.
Welcome back. A special counter was set up at the Putra Heights Mosque Evacuation Centre to cater to the pets of the explosion victims. The counter provides medical checkups and close care for the animals affected by the blast. According to animal advocacy group Malaysia Animal Association, a team of veterinarians has been stationed at the centre to examine animals that have experienced trauma or injuries. They will also provide essentials such as cages, pet food, clean water and litter for the animals. The group also offers free pickup and delivery services for pet owners as well as temporary care services. Victims of the gas pipeline fire in Putra Heights have been told to contact their banks as soon as possible to discuss financial support if needed. The Association of Banks in Malaysia, ABM, said it was sympathetic towards those impacted by the tragedy and said it was ready to help. ABM said borrowers who have been affected have been told to contact their banks through official websites or customer service hotlines. Victims can also reach out to ABM. There are banks that offer a deferral of monthly installments for up to 6 months. Others include support services, waiver of fees for replacement of credit or debit cards. This is in addition to requesting statements and replacement of damaged savings books. And for those who suffered property damage, vehicle loss and injuries, local takaful and insurance companies will expedite their claims process. In a statement on Wednesday, the General Insurance Association of Malaysia, PIAM, advised policyholders to contact their insurance company for assistance on the procedure. The same commitment has also been expressed by takaful industry players.
Pengendali takaful di seluruh negara telah mengaktifkan protokol bencana bagi memastikan bantuan disalurkan dengan pantas. Langkah-langkah termasuk pemprosesan tuntutan segera, pengecualian dokumen tertentu seperti laporan polis serta penghantaran pasukan penilai ke lokasi telah dijalankan.
More claims are expected to be made as property and vehicle owners return to the affected areas. Both industries are also working closely with Bank Negara Malaysia to ensure that financial assistance is disbursed as quickly as possible. US President Donald Trump's new tariff plan has the ocean shipping industry on edge as he stokes a trade war destined to staunch transport demand and send companies scrambling to manage the fallout. In just a few hours, the Trump administration is set to announce reciprocal tariffs targeting nations that have duties on US goods. The move would come after it slapped new import levies on products from Mexico, China and Canada, as well as on goods including steel and autos. Director of Import Compliance at John S. James Co., Kit Johnson, said importers are uncertain about their duty costs from one week to the next. The tariff disputes arise as ocean shipping faces risks from a separate Trump plan to impose high fees on ships linked to China. Opponents warned it could hurt U.S. agriculture and energy exports, as well as cause port chaos by prompting vessel operators to avoid fees by swamping some ports with cargo while starving others. Meanwhile, the prospect of Trump's tariffs has alarmed world leaders, with major economies including the European Union and Canada vowing to retaliate. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said on Tuesday that they will be very deliberate in the measures they take to fight for Canada. The European Union, which Trump has accused of trying to screw the US, also pledged to take action if necessary, while British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said his government is prepared for all possibilities and will rule nothing out. In response, other top exporters including China, Japan and South Korea are accelerating talks on a free trade agreement to counterbalance Washington's policies. In a bid to enhance immigration processes, Pulau Pinang's International Airport will soon introduce the My Border Pass QR code system and autogate facilities for both Malaysians and foreigners. In a statement on Wednesday, Pulau Pinang's Tourism and Creative Economy Committee Chairman Wong Hon Wai said the matter is currently in the planning stage, while the tender process was already underway. The initiative will help ease congestion at immigration counters, improve overall clearance efficiency, and reduce long queues during peak hours. Visitors from 63 countries and regions will be eligible to use the autogate system. The machines are to be strategically placed throughout the airport to facilitate smooth passenger flow and prevent overcrowding. Passenger traffic at the airport in Bayan Lepas reached 1.37 million between January and February 2025, marking a 17.35% increase compared with 1.17 million recorded in the same period last year. In Terengganu, continuous heavy rain since early Wednesday brought flash floods in several areas in the state. In Setiu, a temporary relief centre was set up at the Balai Raya Bari Besar, where 17 evacuees from 3 families were taking shelter there. In Kelantan, a number of videos were also posted on social media with users reporting on the flash flood situation. However, no relief centres have been opened in the state. Iceman dies at 65. The details when Nightline returns.
Pasport? Check. Suit Spider-Man? Tak kot. Kono nak healing, feeling dengan MJ. Sekali.
Put some clothes on. Go for a ride.
Nick Fury dan Roger? No escape, bro.
Fire all the drones now!
Spider-Man Far From Home, Raya ke-7 10 malam. Indahkan memori Syawal di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Hening rindu, mampukah untukku merangkul hatimu walau telah berlalu kasih yang ku rayu. Rindu membatas jasadku menyentuh cintamu. Mungkin ini takdirnya ku gagal duka.
Di setiap lebaran Syawal, tersimpan kisah yang membangkitkan rasa, merentasi tradisi, membisikkan makna, menyulam memori yang abadi.
Sebagai seorang anak seni, saya rasa ini lumrah. Kita semua tak sempurna. Apa-apa yang kita buat pun dengan nawaitu kita. Niat baik, dibalas baik.
Kalau dalam wrestling nak berjaya memang kena pergi ke US. Selepas 9 tahun baru dapat jejak ke sana. Satu benda yang Diana tak pernah dibayangkan.
Nona di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
We're back with news from the foreign front. Another 2 Singaporean teens who were self-radicalized have been caught under the Internal Security Act, ISA. One of them is a 15-year-old girl, an IS supporter, who became the first female youth to be dealt with under the ISA with a restriction order imposed. Singapore's Internal Security Department, ISD, on Wednesday said she aspired to support the cause by marrying an IS fighter in Syria, hoped to start a pro-Islamic State family and raise sons who would become fighters. The girl encountered IS propaganda online in June 2023 and was quickly drawn to the group's ideology. Another individual, a 17-year-old, has been detained and identified as an online contact of 18-year-old Nick Lee Sing Chew, who was arrested last December after being radicalized by violent far-right extremist ideologies. Similar to Lee, he identified as an East Asian supremacist and planned to attack several mosques in Singapore. Israel has announced a major expansion of the Israeli ground assault on Gaza, promising to seize large areas of the Palestinian enclave and incorporate them into so-called security zones. Its defense minister, Israel Katz, said Zionist troops would move to clear areas of terrorists and infrastructure and capture extensive territory that will be added to the state of Israel security areas. Katz, however, did not make clear how much land Israel intends to seize. The announcement on Wednesday came as the Zionist military killed more than 50 Palestinians in attacks across Gaza, including one that targeted a UN clinic. The Zionist regime also continued a total blockade of the Strip for a 31st day, forcing all bakeries there to shut down. The Vietnamese People's Army rescue teams pulled out a total of 4 bodies from the debris caused by the 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar on Wednesday. Moving on, US actor Val Kilmer, who starred in Hollywood blockbuster films such as Top Gun and Batman Forever, has died of pneumonia at the age of 65. His daughter Mercedes said Kilmer died on Tuesday night in Los Angeles after having recovered from a throat cancer diagnosis in 2014 that required two tracheotomies. In recent years, Kilmer largely stepped away from acting but made a brief return to the craft in Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to the original film that launched him and that cast into superstardom. He began his film career with the spy spoof Top Secret in 1984, followed by the comedy Real Genius in 1985. He also appeared in 1991's The Doors, The Western Tombstone and crime drama Heat.
Nicholas Owen.
The death toll of an explosion at an illegal firecracker factory in Western India rose to 21, including 7 children. It was reported that the blast caused a massive fire at about 9:45 a.m. local time on Tuesday, leading to chaos in the area as emergency teams struggled to douse the flames and recover survivors from the rubble. Officials said the explosion was extremely powerful, that body parts of some victims were found scattered in a farm 200 to 300 meters away. The families of the victims lived on the factory premises, which was operating without a license. Authorities in the meantime have launched a probe into the incident. Some sports items now. Football, the German Cup. Third-tier Armenia Bielefeld stunned defending champions Bayer Leverkusen 2-1 to reach the final. Leverkusen opened the scoring in the 17th minute through Jonathan Tah, but their lead lasted for just 3 minutes as Marius Wald beat keeper Lukas Hrdacki with a low strike. A close-range volley from Maximilian Grosser before the break completed Bielefeld's comeback and condemned Leverkusen to their first German Cup defeat under manager Xabi Alonso. Bielefeld will take on another Bundesliga side in the final, with Stuttgart or RB Leipzig facing each other in Thursday's semi-final. Moving on to tennis, the 2025 Charleston Open. Madison Keys advanced to the last 16 by winning against Caroline Dolehide at the Family Circle Tennis Center on Tuesday. Despite her opponent saving 7 match points, number 2 seed Keys pushed past Dolehide 6-3, 7-6 in an All-American second-round battle. The world number 5 will face the winner of the match between Russian Anna Kalinskaya and American qualifier Catherine McNally next. Maria Sakkari also advanced to the next round after winning her opening match in straight sets, defeating Canadian wildcard Marina Stakusic 6-3, 6-2. The win has set her up for a second-round showdown with world number 7 Zheng Qinwen. We wrap up Nightline this time around. Let's take a look at visuals of France's Mont Saint-Michel, where tourists flocked to the abbey that arose in the shadows of its walls after it was designated a World Heritage Site. With that, I'm Muhammed. I'm Hamdan. Thanks for watching and stay safe.